Picking up from building our application, let's talk about deploying it with Amazon AWS S3. You can go to aws.amazon.com and sign up if you don't already have an account. There is a free tier, and I believe you get 5 gigabytes of disk space for free, or storage space, with Amazon S3 for 1 year. So you can sign up for the free tier to experiment with this. You can click sign into the console. Once you're signed in, it'll take you here. And just take note of this. It'll have your email address or your username, your account name up here. And then it has a region. So we're in Ohio. And this is US East, Ohio. So there's a region name. Look up here in the URL, and you see our region is US-East-2. So that's important. Just keep in mind what your default region is and where you want to launch your service. So when you're ready to start, click on Services, and here search for S3. So you'll see S3 comes up, scalable storage in the cloud. Your view will probably look like mine. You don't have any buckets. We're going to create a new bucket. This says enter a DNS compliant bucket name. Our bucket name will become our URL, or part of our URL, to view these contents once we've deployed them, our project content. And so I'm going to type in, for our bucket name, this is Lee's Hospital Data. Or let's not do that. Let's not hospital data. This is Lee's Hospital Pricing. So we'll just call it that, Lee's Hospital Pricing. The region, I am leaving it set to what it defaulted to. So the region up here, US-East 2, that's Ohio. And it says I'm not copying any settings from an existing bucket. So then I'll click Next. And there are some properties for the bucket. You can scroll down. You can expand advanced settings. You don't need to click any of these options. Feel free to explore those on your own. Click Next, and here we come to permissions. And so manage public access control lists for this bucket, and manage public bucket policies for this bucket. And so it's got some options here: block new public ACLs and uploading public objects, remove public access granted through public ACLs. We're making a bucket that we want to host a website, and we want the public to be able to access the contents of this bucket. So we actually want to go ahead and uncheck all 4 of these, and we'll click Next, and then we can review these options. That's fine, and we'll click Create Bucket. Once our bucket's created, you can see it here. Click on the bucket, and it takes you inside, and then there's a Properties tab, second tab over on the top, and there's an option for static website hosting. So we can click on that. Don't click on Learn More, just click on the actual box, and it shows you the endpoint here. And we just want to check the option, use this bucket to host a website. In the index document, we want to type in index.html. In the error document, we don't have one right now, so we can leave that empty. And at this point, I like to go ahead and right click on this. Let me copy it. Sorry, let me select that and then copy that. And I just like to toss that in a new tab. So we'll just hit paste and go. And so it's fine that it's broken. We'll just let that sit there. And so we'll hit save. And now our bucket hosting is turned on. We want to go to permissions. We want to click on access control list. And notice here there's public access, group everyone. Let's click on that and let everyone list objects and hit save. And so at this point, everyone in public access can now list the objects of our bucket. And so that's useful for our website hosting. So we'll come over here, refresh the page. So we still get this 404 not found because we haven't actually put any content in our bucket. So back in the overview tab, there's the upload button right here. And this is very important. Leave this open. Notice it says drag and drop files and folders here. So leave this open. Back in Visual Studio Code, we had ran npm run script build. It creates a build directory in our project. Just right click on that build directory, reveal in Explorer, Mac users, reveal in Finder. All right, so we have this open in Explorer. We're going to open in Chrome here, switch back to our tab. We want both of these open on the same window here. So we're opening, I'm going into that build directory. Notice we have a static folder, and then we have several files. So I'm selecting everything in here. So it's not the build folder itself. We're inside the build folder, selecting all of the contents and dragging these over. To tell if you did this right, notice right here, static contains 10 objects, 4 megabytes. That's very important. It'll keep the paths all the same. It uploads this entire directory for you. So once you see all the files are there, You can click upload. All the files get uploaded. We can come over here and we can refresh, and we can see now we have a different problem. We have 403 forbidden. So when we just clicked upload, we didn't adjust the permissions on those objects. So we can click all, actions, and let's just, right here on this button, if you scroll down our actions, make public. And so it says everyone will have access to one or all items. We want this, that's correct. And we want to click make public. So now that it's made public, we can come over here and refresh the page. And now our page functions and our web app is deployed, and we have the ability to view our project. And so that's the URL for the project. If you have your own hosting, you have your own DNS, you can configure a CNAME that will point to this. There's documentation that you can read on how to set a custom domain name. But at least for our final project, you're fine to just submit this URL.